Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Friends, today we will be talking about creativity, and in this context we will be talking about what is creativity, and to explain that we will also explain the attributes of the creative persons, and lastly we will also discuss about creative process, so that you can know how you can be creative. The challenge of the 21st century is that we need more innovation and creativity. It is required in every sphere of life, in agriculture, education, health, as well as in industry, in environment, in business, in politics, in every sphere of activity we require creativity, and it can be a technological innovation or a non-technological social innovation or creativity. And these creative people are very rare. For example, in USA, General Food had a product called sugar free Kool Aid, and the product, sale of the product declined. So, the management thought that let us call to the students from prestigious business school in USA, so that they can provide a solution to boost the plugging sale of the product. The students from business schools were called, they were given the problem, they came out with various models, and the models were presented, submitted to the management. Seeing the models, the management concluded that the students have provided the ideas, but not a single idea is new that the management has not thought of. And that is why creative people are rare. And creativity, it is the production of new and original ideas. Creativity is the production of new and original ideas. It encompasses novelty, originality and usefulness. Creativity implemented is innovation, and it is popularly called as out of box thinking and mind mix procedure. Then the question must be coming to us that why out of box? We have inside the box, we feel safe, everyone stay there with the boundary of knowledge in the mind. Out of box is also not visible, but it is accountable for divergent thinking. And in our brain, we have two hemispheres. One is called the left, another is called the right hemisphere. The right hemisphere in brain processes divergent, non-linear, intuitive, visuospatial, inductive and qualitative thoughts, and the right brain is responsible for creative generation of the creative ideas. Contrarily, the left brain or the left hemisphere processes convergent, linear, rational and analytical, verbal, deductive and quantitative thought. So, right brain generates the new and useful ideas, but left brain does the evaluate the ideas and analyzes the ideas. So, both the brains are involved in idea protection and improvement. Therefore, mind mix is used for innovation. Unfortunately, our socialization process and learning system is such that those do not encourage for creativity. And our left brain is continuously conditioned. We are asked in the social system to conform to the social norms, and in the educational system we are asked to write answer logically to fetch marks in the exam. And when the teacher even teaches to the children, he or she read a story or the children read a story and they answer the questions from the same story, but never the children are encouraged to write similar stories. So, therefore, this procedure arrests our creativity, but everybody has a right brain. Recognize and respect the person, accept the odd ideas, take steps to nurture and protect the ideas so that creativity can flourish. And how you know that the person is creative? There are two tests much earlier in 1967 and 1980. These tests are developed by Guilford. One is called alternative uses test. Tell me as many unusual ways you could use a knife, a automobile tire, a chair, a key, a pencil and a telephone book. For every item you have to mention the unusual ways in which you can use it. An example is there. Say for example, name all the objects, name all the uses for a brick. Brick is generally used for the construction of the wall. It is a conventional use. But the unconventional use that it can be used as a paperweight, it can be used as a doorstop, it can be used to throw through a window, it can be used as a weapon, it can be used to hit my sister on the head with the brick. So, these are some of the unusual uses of the brick. So, similarly, students are asked how many unusual uses or the persons are asked how many unusual uses you can make of the knife, automobile tire, chair, key, pencil, telephone book and so on. So, these ideas will give you alternative uses will give you the idea, more the ideas you generate, more the ideas you generate, more is the fluency. And similarly, whether the idea is original, in order to know that if 5% of the group on which this test is administered, if the ideas were given by 5% of the group members, they are definitely unusual. So, therefore, 1 point is given. If it is given by 1% of the group members, they are unique and 2 points are given, and total all the points, higher the points, higher is the originality. Similarly, elaboration, what is the amount of detail that the person who is taking the test is able to do. So, for example, a door stop, 0, whereas a door stop to prevent a door slamming shut in a strong wind is equal to 2. 1 for the explanation of door slamming, 2 for further detail about the wind. So, therefore, accordingly the elaboration scores are given. You might notice that higher the fluency, higher will be the originality. So, therefore, this contamination of the problem can be corrected by using a corrective calculation for originality, that is originality is a ratio of originality divided by fluency. And there was another consequence test. There are 2 forms of it, 5 items were in each form, and the test your ability to think of a large number of ideas in connection with a new or unusual situations. There is a sample question. What will be the results if people no longer needed or wanted sleep? Then the sample answers will be like that: they will get more work done, alarm clocks not necessary, no need for song books, sleeping pills no longer are needed or used. So, likewise the consequences will be many. Similarly, what will be the result if none of us needed food anymore in order to live? No need to do the agriculture. Agricultural production of agricultural instruments will be stopped. People may search for the seafood to eat. Likewise, there are various consequences if it is needed, if it is none of us needed food anymore in order to survive in this earth. There are various consequences. Similarly, what would be the results if all people in the world lost the ability to produce offspring? Another question: what will be the result if human life continued on earth without death? So, likewise you have to write what will be the consequences. So, these responses the individual gives are evaluated on a 5-point scale ranging from high to low, based on the quality, reflecting on the quality, originality, time frame, realism of the answer, complexity and use of general principles, presence of positive consequences and presence of negative consequences. So, based on this the total response obtained on each problem which will be score on the use of on the consequences test. Then the question must be coming to your mind that what is the relationship between IQ and creativity. IQ stands for intelligence quotient. It is measured, it is a measure of intelligence. It is measured by mental age divided by chronological age multiplied by 100. A task is there, if you perform, if one performs the task, then the mental age can be found out. Chronological age is the horoscope age. Dividing that we find multiplied by 100, we find what is his intelligent quotient or the IQ. But all IQ tests, if you look into from Binet to till now, Binet Simon initially had the test, and till now variety of tests are available to measure intelligence. All the tests you will find that they are measuring the analytical ability or the logical way of solving the problems. But creativity on the other side is a divergent thinking. It is intuitive in nature, it is unusual in response, unusual solutions. So, therefore, when intelligence and creativity are related, it was found that the relationship between intelligence and creativity holds good up to the IQ of 120. But after when the intelligent quotient is greater than 120, the relationship between creativity and intelligence disappear. What does this findings suggest? We can infer from this finding that intelligent people are creative, but highly intelligent people are not necessarily creative. So, this creativity is shown by the creative people and they have various attributes. Definitely, as you have seen the earlier, as you have seen in the earlier slides and heard from me, obviously creative people are divergent thinkers. They can think of variety of ways how the newspaper can be used like a child. The child can use the newspaper and make a kite out of it. The tongue cleaner can be used by the child, it is used for cleaning the tongue, the child can write a C with the help of the tongue cleaner. He can make a O by joining the tongue cleaner, two sides of the tongue cleaners. By saying so, I am not saying that the child is more creative than that of us. What it means to say that the way, the unusual ways how the items can be used would reflect the creativity. And these creative people are divergent thinker, they can think of multiple possibilities to a particular given problem. They have cognitive complexity, they have terrorizing imagination, have a preference for elaborate, intricate and complex stimulated thinkings. They can think a question like this: can we make a car that can take us from the earth to another planet? And these are the people who are different from usual persons. They are philosophical, they are mystics, they are just like magicians. And the perception of the general people is that the creative people are capable, confident, clever, intelligent, egoistic, humorous, informal, individualistic, insightful, reflective, resourceful and sexy. These are the findings from Western countries. They have a wide range of interests. They are independent and they are interested in abstract problems, and at the same time they have a high tolerance for ambiguity or uncertainty. When the big five personality were examined of the creative people, it was found that openness to experience, that is one of the attribute of big five traits that has a very high relationship with creativity, suggesting that the trait that measures curiosity, flexibility, imaginativeness, openness to change and unconventional ideas correlates highly with that of creativity. And creative people may lose touch with reality, because they are more interested in abstract problems, they are unconventional type of people and they are more akin to madness, and they have exceptional mental and physical energy for pursuing their activity of interest. Inventors have a knack for persisting after failures. You can know that Thomas Edison tried countless substances for his light bulb filament, and they are intrinsically motivated, they are internally driven. Challenge of the task is more motivating to them than that of money or meeting deadlines or having a secure job. Having said about these creative persons, then these creative persons or the persons who want to be creative thinking takes place through a sequence of steps. These steps are not clear cut, they may be overlapping, but for understanding they can be decomposed into 4 steps. First step is the preparation. All education is a preparation for creativity. Einstein must not have discovered the theories of relativity and thermodynamics had he not first learned the advanced physics and mathematics. Similarly, a person cannot solve the engineering problem without having a engineering degree. So also having a doctor cannot solve a medical problem having a medical degree. And therefore, this education gives him the basic grounding on the basis of which he can do the creative, he can go for creative in his or her area of expertise. And when you start the creativity, there is much of it is of trial and error types. It is just like when you are writing a torn paper. You write the torn paper, tear it, again you write it, again you tear it, and you do it again and again till you reach a final stage where you say that this is the torn paper you have produced. And after this preparation, once you have the ideas, then the ideas, the banking or booking of the ideas in the brain, we think about the problem, it is called incubation. And that is the stage where there is absence of overt activity. And but once you put the ideas or book the ideas in your brain, the problem is solved unconsciously in mind. And this is the stage where people may go for reading, write literature, engage in games, merrymaking, or go for sleeping. The continuance of associational activities among different ideas, once started, it is referred to as perseverance, that is the steady effort to fulfill the aims. And incubation is such a stage that people are so much think about the ideas, some people do not get out of that ideas, and people are so long they continue with the ideas that after some time they forget the problem that they have thought. And following the incubation, there is a stage called illumination. This is the stage of sudden flash or insight. Creative ideas come suddenly, maybe in the stage of dream, or when you are taking bath, or when you are engaged in gardening, or when you are talking with your friends. Archimedes' law of buoyancy, the idea of the law of buoyancy came to him when he was taking bath in a pot. And as he sat on the pot, the water level rises, the water level has risen, and that gave him the idea about the law of buoyancy. And he found the solution, eureka, and he got naked and run in the street by declaring that he has discovered the law of buoyancy. Similarly, you can find Kekulé, he has gave the idea about the hexagonal shape of the benzene, which stands for C6H6. A snake is eating its own tail, like that he saw in the dream, and that gave him the idea about the shape of benzene. And once this illumination comes, then once we get the ideas, then we have to verify the ideas. Can the ideas be tested? Is it workable? Is it useful to the society? So, likewise we ask the questions and we evaluate and test the ideas, and then we finally freeze that this is the idea which can bring a new innovation, or it is a new creative ideas. Remember one thing, that everyone has a right brain. So, logically everyone also has the right brain and left brain. The right brain is accountable for creativity. So, logically everyone can be creative with proper training, zeal, and community and organizational support and encouragement. If the idea is there, then the verification may require on the part of the persons to test the ideas in the lab. So, machine time is required if the idea is related to the machines. So, therefore, until unless this support structure is there, through training, community and organizational encouragement and support, the idea will not be freezed for a creative venture. Thank you.